One of the things I get a lot is people that say they've understood something that really have no idea. And I really mean this in terms of self-improvement, personal development, but all these little tips that you find. People like to believe that they've understood something, but when you look closer into it, you realize that they're not even applying what they say they've understood. And this is a very common theme amongst people that are just this is a very common theme among people that are just starting out in self-improvement, personal development, and trying to get better, is that they hear all these tips, they understand logically that this will help, and then they continue doing whatever they've done before. And then they wonder why their life is not changing, why they're not getting any better, and why the things aren't getting any easier for them. And I want you to really understand this. And to do that, I want to talk to you a bit about these things that really matter. So when you hear all of these tips, when you hear all of these advices, you do understand them. You know, for example, why exercising regularly is really good for you. Yet, it's difficult, it's uncomfortable, and you don't do it regularly. Yes, it's great for you, and you understand that on a logical level, but you don't really get it. People that get it, for example, are those people that have had health problems due to them not exercising, or people that have been in the hospital and have been told you need to exercise. They know the benefit because they connect something to it. Now, you just heard about these advices. When you listen to a self-improvement video, when you read a blog post, when you read a book, you hear all of these advices, you read all of these advices, and they make sense. But they're not touching you on a deeper level. And that's because you're not trying these things out. You're not giving them an actual honest chance and not seeing how this makes your life different than before. All you're doing is feeling good in that moment that you've understood the advice and that you've agreed with that expert, and you think that's enough. It's not. If you want to make any change happen, you have to act. Because only when you act will you get the experience and the connection to that advice that will lead you to make a difference and to understand it fully. It's that deep level of understanding that we want, that once you've grasped that, you will do better. But the problems about this are that we always think we have this deep level of understanding and that we can never foresee when we don't. The only time we realize that we had no idea is when we look back and say, wow, I had no clue. I had no idea back then, but I had to go through this to really understand it. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They go around these same circles and over and over and over again, not understanding why. Because they have not grasped a certain part of it. And that's why they have to go another round at it. And if they haven't gotten it then they go another round at it. And this continues until they actually get it and make a change. Now, if you have in your life some circles that you're always going through, it means that a part of the circle you haven't fully understood. That although you're trying to change, something there you don't fully grasp. You understood it intellectually, I don't doubt that. But it's that connection, that deeper understanding that's still missing. And for that, reading alone, listening to videos alone is not going to help. You actually have to try it. That's where most people want to run away from. Because they don't like to do things. They just want to sit on the couch, get the advices, hit that easy button, and be done. But that's not how it works. So, a prime example of this is when people talk about comfort zones. Your comfort zone, generally speaking, is what you regularly do. It's the way you get up in the morning, it's the way you go to work, it's the kind of work you do, it's your routines, it's the things you're familiar with. But most of these advices that you get, most of these tips, most of these things that will actually make a difference are probably outside that comfort zone. Because whatever is in your comfort zone, you're already doing. So chances are that if you're not getting the life, or if you need to make a change on it, you will not find that change within that comfort zone. Otherwise, you would already have access to it and your life would have changed accordingly to incorporate that into its comfort zone. I hope that makes sense. That being said, what you need to do right now is you need to look past that comfort zone. You need to shake up your routines a bit. You need to do something new, something that you've never done before. And the crazier it is, the better it will be for you. You have to disrupt your own rhythm for this. You have to figure out what it is that you're doing every single day and then find those little things that will disrupt that rhythm. And now, here's the part you're going to hate. This means that whenever you hear an advice, whenever you watch a video, whenever you read a book, do the thing that you want to do the least. Do the thing that will make you the most uncomfortable. Do the thing that scares you the most, because that will be the thing that changes your life the most. These things that happen outside their comfort zone, they're great to change up your rhythm, to see that there's more to it, to get that deeper understanding of these certain aspects, and to also understand in hindsight about what you've been doing wrong. And that's why for those of you especially who've lived in completely different places or different countries before, you'll understand this, is that when you move to a new place, you understood so much more about the old place you lived in. You figure out what was good about it, what was bad about it, and what was relatively normal about it. But you got there only by getting something else, only by doing something else. Because that's when you could look back and compare and see how things would be different. For better or for worse. So with self-improvement, with personal development, what you need to do is you need to try the things you don't want to try. Because those give you a different example to which you can compare your current life to. And then you cherry pick. You pick the things that make you the happiest, you pick the things that worked the best for you, and you pick the things that you like. And then with the best out of your comfort zone and the best outside your comfort zone put together, you transform your life, you change it, you get a deeper understanding for what you want, and then with that deeper understanding, you'll make a difference. That's how change really happens. But what that means is you have to act. It means trial and error. It means testing things out. It means failing at these new things. It means getting uncomfortable. It means getting scared. Because that's the only way to really get a change. And that brings me to a challenge for you guys. If you really want to make your life better, if you really want to make a difference in your life, I challenge you to scare yourself. I challenge you to do something you find terrifying. And I'm going to go ahead with this. I'm going to commit to it right now. I'm scared of heights. And there's skydiving out here. I'm going to go skydiving. I'll promise you guys a video of that, or at least a picture, so that you hopefully do the same. That you make a change in your life. Test these things out. Look at these advices and give it a chance. Afterwards, you can always throw it out if it doesn't help. But if it does, you get to cherry pick.